Hey guys, well I wanted to go over the Zulu Nylon Gear, their skeletonized water bottle holder. And it's kind of a neat little piece of kit. I initially was looking for kind of a solution for the smaller Maxpedition bag that I was using last year as sort of my man purse. And the problem is it doesn't have any place for a water bottle. And so there's a couple different options. You can get kind of the roll-away pouches and things like that that'll fit a Nalgene. But when I was watching ITS Tactical, Brian was going over this new Skeletonized one, and it basically adjusts for many different size bottles. So as you can see, I've kind of got it in almost the largest configuration. It would be like a canteen. You know, it's very oval, takes up a lot of square footage. It is just a single piece of moly. Very sturdy snap. Very impressed with that. A lot of times people kind of go chintzy on the snaps. You know, you can hook and loop and add your moly however you want it. I had it for a while on the just the very side here. As you can see, it fits perfectly right there. So you've got that adjustment, and then you can also adjust, which is kind of hard to see, but this is sewn in steps. And I'll show you better when I take this bottle off. It does kind of have a pull tab for the shock cord. Now, the one thing about this is, as you can kind of see, you have to get around this loop. If you're using like a Liberty bottle that Brian shows, or you're using like a clean canteen, it isn't as big of a deal. If you have any sort of bottle that has its little tether on here, it's kind of a pain to get it up and over that. And I'll show you that even with the Nalgene, it can be that way. But you take it off. There's the, even that has the ITS Tactical logo there. And Zulu Nylon Gear, manufactured in the United States. So, yeah, pretty simple. I mean, if I want to, say I have a Nalgene bottle, you know, you can undo this piece here. This will adjust for the height, depending on how high you want it on the bottle. This guy's going to get fairly big here. So put the bottom one on there. Lock it on there and come across. And then the retention, so it's basically like a little basket that will adjust. And then the tension comes with this guy. So I mean, it's secure on there. It's not going to fall off. The fact that you can adjust this tension on however you want it by untying the shock cord and making it tighter if you want. I leave it kind of the way it came because it fits the Nalgenes very well. That's what I carried, but I had no issues with this flopping out, even, you know, trying to catch buses and things like that. What I was trying to show you earlier is you can see this is tacked across here in several spots. So if you have a shorter bottle that you use on a regular basis, Brian shows you can actually kind of work a pen into there and open up that piece there, and then this guy is just tied in a knot, and so you can just undo it. You can loop the shock cord lower if you want to get more of a secure catch, or if you're using just a bottle that happens to be shorter. But and then if you want, you know, if you're always using a narrow topped, you can untie this and tie a knot closer, so you have a much tighter shock cord on the top. But it's not bad. This is actually not nylon. It's kind of a rubber. I don't know if he said it was the Hypalon rubber or not, but it has a very nice texture. You know, all the stitching is great. You can, like I said, not limited to water bottles. I mean, I can put one of my cook kit stoves in here. There is no top per se on this guy for retention, so I'd probably want to lower this down a little bit. But I mean, here's my Caldera titanium cook stove. So I went and grabbed basically the smallest bottle that I would consider carrying around, just the tiny little 16-ounce, you know, water bottles you buy at the store, or you get a case at Costco. This will adapt small enough for those, so you can go anything from about this size to the larger canteens, and it's pretty effective. I also went ahead and moved the shock cord down here. When you tie the knot, you can hide the knot back in that same hole, so you don't actually have to see the knot up there. And then you can see it just loops right over. So, I mean, this is an example that this doesn't have a tether for the lid, so it's a whole lot easier to pull out of here and toss back in. But even without the shock cord, I mean, it's pretty secure in there. Unless you're just jostling around, it's not really going to come anywhere. So it's a pretty neat little piece of kit that is definitely a cool option. You know, less material. The main thing is you can't really move this loop any higher, even for a smaller bottle. Just kind of like I was thinking on the Maxpedition pouch I recently reviewed, you can kind of move this up higher. You know, this has its limitations with how high it can go, but this loop here is sewn back here, so you can't really move that above there. So you're basically limited by how high this strap can come out, but it will obviously fit deeper depending on how much room you give it. So you just put the first loop on the bottom. This loop will fit on here, and then to lock it in, the second one comes over. So it's pretty easy to adjust, and pretty handy little piece to get. You can check out ITS Tactical or go to Zulu Nylon Gear. I'll put some links down below. Thanks for watching, guys.